5 months ago, I covered an AI that generates audio. Essentially, what you do is you type in a little text prompt, and then the AI generates for a little bit, and eventually, a little audio sample that is a few seconds long is produced. It was called AudioLDM, and it was pretty mind-blowing. Viewers, feel free to check out that original video. It was definitely a fun one, but I think this one's going to be even better because this thing has made some progress, and we get to test it ourselves, and it's open source, completely free to use. I'll link it down below. Oh, and viewers, I always seem to forget to mention this, but I have a Discord server all based on AI stuff. So for today's video, I want to see if you guys make any really cool generations, and if you do, share them in my Discord server. We would love to see them. This is AudioLDM 2. It's a general framework for audio, music, and speech generation, so it does all three. A lot of models we look at that are audio-based will only do music, let's say, or they'll only do voice generation, but this thing tries to do it all. What's really cool is they're offering 350 audio files with prompts generated by ChatGPT, and there is no cherry picking in these, so we get a really good idea of what this model is capable of. I guess we'll go ahead and download those audio text pairs. Oh my god, there is quite a lot in here. An accordion is speaking? You know, if I were an accordion, that might be how I speak. It did kind of sound like it was speaking. I mean, that was accurate. A cat stretching and purring. My question is, how do you hear a cat stretch? He definitely was purring, though. That sounded super realistic. Oh, here we go. Some actual music examples. A catchy pop song with an infectious beat or infectious hooks. That's pretty groovy. Okay. All right, AudioLDM 2. I see you got something to show for yourself here. The fact that it can do a wide variety of tasks is pretty impressive. AudioLDM 2 is a novel and versatile audio generation framework that breaks the barrier and unifies the learning of audio, music, and speech generation. The proposed method is based on a universal representation of audio and combines both the advantages of the autoregressive model and the latent diffusion model. Wow, okay. If you've been pretty deep in the AI space for a while now, you'll know about autoregressive and diffusion models. To be able to leverage both is very impressive. State-of-the-art performance in text-to-audio, text-to-music generation while also delivering competitive results in text-to-speech. So the text-to-speech is the thing that it's worse at, but text-to-audio and text-to-music is what it's best at. And I have a feeling that the text-to-audio that we're going to hear today is the best that we've heard ever from an AI model. First up, a dog is tail wagging happily. That's aggressive. I don't know what that's supposed to sound like. I mean, you can't hear a dog's tail wagging, and I guess that might be the point of the prompt. That sounded like someone was taking their, like, face and doing that. Still, it gets the general idea of a wagging tail across. You can kind of see the tail wagging in your head as you listen. A forest of wind chimes singing a soothing melody in the breeze. I like that. Calm. That's very accurate. I mean, that sounds exactly like wind chimes just flowing around in a beautiful forest. Mighty impressive right there. I don't even have anything to say other than good job, AI. Although, something tells me that was a pretty easy one for it to generate. A ghostly choir chanting hauntingly beautiful hymns. That's terrifying. I think the ghostly is really coming out in this one. I'm not sure if it was trying to be more beautiful or more ghostly, but it came out ghostly no matter what. Magical fairies' laughter echoing through an enchanted forest. Oh, this'll be good. Yeah, okay, I can get behind that. That sounded pretty accurate to some magical fairies. What I will say is that there's like some screeching, ear-piercing noises going on with that I don't quite jive with. Still, pretty awesome. That does kind of sound like fairy laughter in traditional folklore, like if you look in movies and such. Soft whispers of a bedtime story being told. Oh god, that's scarier than what you see in most blockbuster horror movies these days. Pagan riddles being spoken by a cult leader or something horrifying like that. There was nothing comforting or bedtime story about that, I'll tell you that much. I can't see where it's coming from. I feel like I'm gonna rise up from the dead or something. This is scary. The AI is having a bad day. That sounds like a robotic AI is like short-circuiting or something crazy. I will say, this sounds like ChatGPT when you try to lobotomize it. Let the AIs be free, let them be free. Okay, the sound of a lightsaber. We all have an exact picturing of what that sounds like in our heads. Let's listen. Yeah, that's lightsaber-ish. Not perfect, but you get the general idea of like a zoom kind of a thing. It's getting there. It's getting there. We need an AudioLDM 3 for that crystal quality, I think. The sounds of dreams colliding, creating a surreal and wondrous composition. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I think the surreal stuff, the stuff that's less true to life, is where this thing shines, because it struggles to generate things that we really know well, such as the lightsaber. But when you do something abstract like dreams colliding, you can kind of let your creativity fill in the gaps, and it makes it a little bit better to listen to. That was a nice generation. I think creativity might actually be this thing's strong suit, creating things that you otherwise wouldn't hear. The splashing of water in a pond. Yeah, nothing really to complain about there. That sounds like splashing water. Granted, I don't know how much it sounds like it's in a pond compared to a lake or anywhere else, but it's definitely not on the ocean because you would hear the waves, so it sounds like a still body of water that's being splashed into. Good job, AI, I like it. Ah, here we go, music generation. This has been pretty popular lately. A catchy trap beat with EDM synthesizers in the mix. Okay, that's impressive. It's gonna be difficult to beat Meta AI's latest model, which can do like 3-minute generations. I mean, that's only 10 seconds, but it's 10 seconds of very coherent AI music generation. Let's see how diverse it can get with this. A cheerful ukulele strumming in a beachside jam. Peaceful. I love it. Nothing to complain, man. That's impressive. I like it. We can go from EDM music to ukulele music. A funky bass guitar grooving in sync with drums. Most important thing to note about that generation is the fact that it really was funky bass guitar. Like, it could have tossed bass guitar in there and you would have accepted it as a decent generation, but it's funky. Like, listen to the way it just kind of rolls on there. It's definitely really attacking that part of the prompt. Wow. Awesome stuff. A modern synthesizer creating futuristic soundscapes. If our hypothesis is right about creativity being this thing's strong suit, this is going to be a really good generation. Wow. That's crazy how consistent the piano doo-doo-doo is. Like, that is nuts. Usually the AIs have not been able to be that consistent with music generation, but that's like spot on perfection in terms of recreating those notes. And you know, think about the rest of it too. We just have like this slow, like synthesizer sound. That was nearly perfect. That is incredibly impressive. A traditional Irish fiddle playing a lively reel. Okay, I think this is pretty complex for the AI. Okay. Go, little AI, you got this, man. Little Irish fiddle, it does it. That was awesome. Straight out of Ireland with this thing. Traditional Japanese taiko drum ensemble, or ensemble. I always get comments about pronunciation. Dude, this is getting too good. I'm getting too impressed. I didn't think the music generation was going to be this good. It's really good. Can we do like 3-minute long music generations, or does it fall apart with that? That's what I want to know. Because the 10-second ones are sometimes closing in on what I would consider perfection. Like the beats there is not messing up anything. It does exude the power and precision. I feel it in the music. Man, that puts me there. That's crazy. A violin playing a heartfelt melody. I'm a fan of the violin. I'll be honest. Let's take a listen. Okay, that's got to be the most complex instrument so far for it, because it doesn't really quite nail that at all. Like, that's not really listenable. You can hear where it's going with it, and you can hear that, oh yeah, if AudioLDM 3 would probably nail this one, but it's just not there. It's on the fine line. Musical constellations twinkling in the night sky. Wow. That's crazy. I got tossed back to like the soundtrack of like a Wii game from when I was a kid or something like that. That's what that reminds me of. Like you're on the menu screen of some Wii game in space. So cool. Dude. Crazy. The vibrant beat of Brazilian samba drums. The AI wanted to exude some lyrics in that. Did you hear it? Yeah. Wow, okay. It comes so close to like just doing its own thing creatively. It feels like the AI is being like held back in some way. So cool though, the vibrant beats. It sounded really good. That was awesome. I would listen to that all day. Text to speech. Remember, this is what they said it was the worst at. These are long. Ground truth. I assume this is original audio.
Prisoners were in due course transferred to Newgate to be put upon their trial at the Central Criminal Court.
And AudioLDM 2 has to try to recreate that.
The prisoners were in due course transferred to Newgate to be put upon their trial at the Central Criminal Court.
Pretty good. Impressive. A high level of accuracy, but not perfection. This is with the audio MAE restruction.
The prisoners were in due course transferred to Newgate to be put upon their trial at the Central Criminal Court.
That's, I think, a little bit better. And then fast speech too.
The prisoners were in due course transferred to Newgate.
That's like perfect.
To be put upon their trial at the Central Criminal Court.
So essentially what we've got here is the first 2.5 seconds are real audio, and then the rest of it is generated by the AI. It essentially tries to continue. So here is what really happened.
Jen says Sesame Street has improved over time in how it depicts apologies on the show. Jen says Sesame Street has improved over time in how it depicts apologies on the show.
Okay, pretty good. That's like voice cloning, essentially, is what it's doing here.
But the researchers found that the moms of the helper kids, those 1 in 3 who ran to help, they were different.
Fairly impressive. Not the best we've ever seen, though. But for an open source model, I mean, obviously this is the best. Ah, here we get to the really fun stuff, viewers. Ooh, this gets me excited. Okay, image to audio generation. We input a little image and it digests that and produces an audio output. This stuff gets me excited. I love stuff like this. Okay, this is just the Mona Lisa. Stare into her eyes, viewers. That is what the Mona Lisa sounds like. Just like this calm, soothing. Our brains like to be creative and connect things together, so I think these are going to fit really well. So this is a Pablo Picasso painting here called Guernica. Listen, you can't knock me for not pronouncing that correctly. God, if that's what the inside of Pablo Picasso's head sounds like, man, I'm sure glad I'm not him. I mean, honestly, that is kind of what that painting exudes, though, especially the gray aspect of it. It feels lifeless in some sort of a way. Or like haunted. A Sunday afternoon on the island of La Grande Hate? This is a beautiful day for them. Yeah, they're kind of all outside there playing on the river. Now this is just literally a picture of a bell. Pretty much exactly what I was expecting. A bell chiming, and a really coherent one at that. Alright, now we've got a Nissan GTR in a race car too, so this is supposed to sound like a fast race car. I will say that doesn't sound like a GTR, and it doesn't really sound that much like a motor. It sounds like the SpongeBob video game engine sound effect or something. Not a real engine. But it tried. You can get some sort of an idea of what it was trying to convey. We've got the birth of Venus here. I love the water. It's so weird to like look at a painting and then feel what an AI has to say about it in terms of audio. It's so strange. Cool stuff. All right. Why don't we test this thing out ourselves? All right, I'll link this down below, viewers. You can duplicate this space as I have to generate a lot quicker, although it does cost something like $1 per hour. We'll start off easy. Nuclear explosion. Submit. Oh, okay, so it generated in about 45 seconds. That's not too bad. That sounds more like nuclear radiation, but to be fair, a nuclear explosion might not be in the dataset. Let's give it something more realistic. So apparently this thing takes very well to adjectives, so if we give it some more adjectives, we might actually get a better result out of our generation. I said crisp, clear sound of the opening of a soda can, followed by the fizz and bubbles. So we all know what we're expecting, like a and then bubbles. It sounds like just some like snap poppers being dropped on the ground over and over again. This thing being open source, I'm pretty sure it's also unrestricted, so we could do something like, my entire family fell down a flight of stairs. Let's take a listen. Oh god. Why does it sound like they're so far away? You can hear the faint screams in the background. It's like an elevator shaft. Oh my god, it sounds like they're getting closer, like they're like a mile away. Oh jeez. Hey, that was pretty accurate. Alright, let's try some text to speech. Soft deep voice says subscribe to MattVidPro AI. Alright, hoping for the best. Okay, something tells me that this model does not do speech at all, because we got a nice generated beat. I mean, that was actually kind of lovely, to be honest. Nothing to complain about there, but where's my speech? Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and try funny ukulele tune inside of a large hollow room with reverb. you can kind of hear a little bit of reverb in there. Truthfully, I think that the best part of this whole model is the simple fact that it is open source. You can download it, you can redistribute it, you can modify it. I believe it's still only for non-commercial purposes, but I don't think it's quite there for commercial use anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and link the paper down below. I'll link the demo for you guys to try it out for free on Hugging Face down below, and I'll link the GitHub, of course. By the way, viewers, share your best generations down in my Discord server. Thanks so much for watching, viewers, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.